I started walking down the hallway and I started to feel my ears getting warm, and then my eyes kind of started going black, and I just remember just like waking up on the floor. Couldn't get up. I felt really sick and just bleh. Something felt like it was just crushing my chest. I was short of breath. Finally mustered up enough breath to call for my mom. It was a very quiet mom, like seriously a whisper, and she heard me all the way downstairs, like across the house, and she was able to hear me say mom. We packed up the car and my dad got us to the hospital, and I remember getting quite a few tests done, and we were there for a few hours. Doctor came in, he told me and my family that I have teenage anxiety. It's such intense pain, and I just thought to myself, if this is teenage anxiety, I do not want to be here. So they actually found out that I had a hole in my heart, so that's a congenital heart defect. A blood clot actually formed somewhere in my body. They really aren't sure where that originated from. And they also had no idea that I had a certain protein on my red blood cell that made my red blood cells extra sticky. And on top of that, we found out it runs in the women in our family. They were able to put a tiny mesh piece into that hole in my heart so that I wouldn't be dealing with any more things getting into my heart from that hole. So I had to obviously go back to school, but they wouldn't only let me go back to school for half days. You know, I was taking medications in the morning and the afternoon. If my parents heard anything fall in the shower, they would come running upstairs, and like I was this porcelain doll. I just kind of feel really tired and exhausted and just not really feeling like myself. Like I would walk through a small room and be instantly short of breath. I really had to beg the doctor to give me an emergency echocardiogram. And so they finally agreed. I practically was in tears begging them to, do something for me. So at that point I felt crazy because I was like, I feel like something's wrong, but these medical professionals are just kind of kicking me to the curb. And so I got my emergency echo. They called me and told me that I had severe regurgitation of my mitral valve. So after my heart attack, it damaged the left part of my heart. So I did have some damage to my heart because I went pretty much the full day without knowing I was having a heart attack. I actually found out 2 weeks before my wedding that I needed the open heart surgery. I came out of surgery and it was successful, the repair. They were able to put the clip on, and that was that. Being young, a woman puts you on the back burner, unfortunately. That's terrible to say, but that's honestly how I felt. The current doctor I have, he's put me on the front burner since the moment I met him, so I think it really depends on your provider. You really have to advocate for yourself. And if you're feeling something that's abnormal, you should really get it checked out and just trust your gut that something may be wrong. Even if something isn't wrong, you still got it checked.